GreenBean's. What is cooking with all of you people out there? This is fun. It's fun to be back. I'm back. I have been away. I went all over the place. Yes, I did. I had to go places. Not like I used to. The thing is, when I did it last time, I used to take you with me. Everywhere I went, you were there. Remember? Now I'm alone. Even though I think, I did some live streams and stuff. I made the Talking Jets panel with Ryan and Matt O'Leary the first week. Last week, I was kind of out of commission a little bit. I was a little bit out of the normal cycle, a little bit. So it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back here in the GreenBean's studios, which is super fun. It's my comfort zone, as you have probably figured out. So welcome to everybody. Welcome to episode 111 of GreenBean's Jets Pod, where we kind of take our time, man. We talk about some things. Why not? Right? What else are we going to do? What, work? Are you working right now? You working? Why you want to do that? Listen to GreenBean. Talk about the Jets. Yeah, all right. So that's what we do here. I'm really happy that so many of you guys come back each week. The audio side, I want to thank all you guys as well. All of you people out there listening in your cars or in your house while you're getting ready or at work or whatever. I want to thank you, man. The audio side has been skyrocketing. I just appreciate it so much because the truth is I listen on audio too, man. So I get it. So it's great to have you guys here. Everybody on YouTube, please, I love you guys. I interact with you just about daily. So it's good to have you guys here too. If you are new here, you can do something that greatly helps the channel. I appreciate it when you do this. The first thing is to go ahead and start getting in on that milk thumb action. Get in those milk thumbs, a little thumbs up button. Go ahead and hit it. It's right below the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm. It shows us to more people, and that's a great thing. If you like what you see here, it is appreciated if you hit that subscribe button, and then everything I do will come up on your feed. Isn't that nice? How easy is that? Hey, where's that Green Bean guy? You don't got to look. He's just there. He's on your screen. You can turn on YouTube. Boop, there he is. Hi, how are you? That's what happens. You hit the thumbs up button. You hit the subscribe button, and that's how the channel grows, and it's greatly appreciated. If you would like more access and content from yours truly, you can join a very exclusive group, and that is called the Beanbaggers. Man, is that the best group of Jets fans that I personally know? I can't think of a better batch. I just can't. They're amazing. They help each other. They interact constantly on a daily basis. You can do that and get involved there. The link is in the description. It says join the Beanbaggers. You pick your tier, you get different benefits and all that stuff. But we're together every week at least, minimum. We do, prospect breakdowns, classic game watch parties. We hang out for hours into the wee hours of the night. If you'd like to do that with us, you would be welcome. And that helps the channel a great deal as well. And guys, I am truly grateful for all of you who have considered joining and who have joined even for 1 month. People do that. That's appreciate everything. And to all you guys that are there from the beginning, man, come on, you guys rock. You know that. I love you guys. So, that said, we're going to talk about some things today. We have lots of Jet stuff to talk about. Look, we're at a stalemate here, man. We got Aaron Rodgers stuff to talk about. Everybody, I'm getting emails. It's funny. And you know who you are if you send them. There's quite a few of you who say, dude, I'm sick of Aaron Rodgers. I don't even want him anymore. I'm ready to go back with Zach. It's like, okay, all right. Here's what we have to remember with the Aaron Rodgers thing. Nothing's happening, dude. I mean, we just signed a defensive tackle. We signed another quarterback, a backup guy. We can do things, but nothing's really happening. It could go on for months. It doesn't matter. There's nothing happening. So the urgency is created by a couple things. One is my mind. I want it done now. That's me. I do that. That's my own urgency. I created it out of nothing. It's just Saturday. It's just Sunday. It's just Monday. It doesn't matter. The other thing is, look, they're trying to make us crazy. That's what they do. You go to Twitter. If you wake up and you go to your turlet or wherever you do, you wake up in bed and go, and you do this. You know what I'm doing? Sloop, sheep, sheep, sheep. If you're doing that, dude, there's no wonder why you're in madness, because that's what they're trying to do. They try to make us crazy. They want us to feel mad or anxious or upset or whatever it might be. They need to keep us clicking. And that's fine. We know that's their business model. It is what it is. But that's fictitious. It's fabricated urgency. It's not real. There's nothing going on. Joe Doug's like, dude, relax, everybody. Have a hot diggity dog, huh? Have a foot-long dog or a Texas Tommy, as I used to have in junior high school. In high school, you guys ever had a Texas Tommy? You know what that is? I never had a Texas Tommy anywhere except New Jersey. What does that mean? I don't know. Do they make them in Texas? Is there a guy named Tommy? What it is, it's a foot-long dog, so it's this big. Foot-long hot dog. Big, thick dog. They slice it down the middle. They grill it, then they slice it, and they stuff it with bacon and cheddar cheese. Come on. Who doesn't want to eat a Texas Tommy? Come on. You got to eat a Texas, unless you're a vegetarian, in which case you can have a tofurkey Tommy. A Texas tofurkey Tommy. You could do that. Why not? I don't like tofurkey. I do vegetarianism all the time, but vegetarianism sounds like a sickness. And I apologize for how I made that sound. It's not how I feel. It's not. But yeah, man, there's nothing going on. So it's kind of fabricated urgency. And we got to remember that. Joe Douglas, we have to have faith in our GM to not get kicked around by a team that, let's be honest, they think who they are. You know what I mean? They think who they are. They're like, hey, man, we're the Packers. Look, the Jets. We're gonna bend for the Jets. Like, you don't have to bend for the Jets, but if you don't, you're going to have to pay a whole shitload of money. So, and you're going to ruin the team that you have. You know, you got this Jordan Love guy. Great. Their system has been working, man. You draft a quarterback, you let him sit for 3 years behind a Hall of Fame guy, and you keep the cycle going. Hey, so far, so good. How long it lasts? We don't know. Maybe they figured it out. Who knows, man? So far, so good. They got a couple rings. I'd say disappointing, right? You got 35 years of Hall of Fame level quarterbacking and you only get 2 rings. I say that's disappointing. Now I come from a position of having no rings in my entire life, so take it with a grain of salt, everybody. Definitely don't take it as, this guy's coming from a position. No, dude, I'm down here. I get it. We all know what the deal is. That said, little bit disappointing. If I had 35 years of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and I came home with 2 rings, I'd be like, what? That's what we did? That's what? Now, that's not so good, right? If you look at it through the lens of, hey, they've been competitive the whole friggin' time. They've had some fun. What do? We look for the offseason. So we got to remember everything in perspective, right? Still said a little bit disappointing. Just going to say that a little tiny bit disappointing. So the system they have is what it is, but they think that they got it figured out. They think the Jets are going to cave because we're scared little boys and girls. And that's not the case. So let's have some faith in our general manager. He's going to get it done, man. He's going to figure it out. And as we saw on the WFAN Drunk Fest, whatever that was, the ranch dressing pouring over Drunk Fest. I don't know what that was. I haven't dug into it to understand it completely, but the clips I've seen are weird. So Boomer looks like Boomer Esiason, that is, looks like he just might have had one too many. One. He didn't look like a drunken mess. He definitely looked like having a good time. He was loose. That's how we used to say it. He's loose. He's a little loose. That's what we used to say back when I was drinking. A little loose. How you feeling? I'm getting loose, man. It's good. I'm good. All right. I feel good. I'm loose, Boomer was loose. So Joe Douglas, as we know, said some things with Boomer. We also have some OBJ news, some news, actual news, and we have some signings. We'll get into all that stuff right after I mention we do have a sponsor for the show. And that is none other than the world-renowned Manscaped, guys. Manscaped, the absolute finest in men's below-the-waist grooming. But, guys, they've gone from below the waist right up to the face. That's what they've done with the Beard Hedger Trimmer. The beard line, they have the balms, the lotions, the oils. It's everything. Dude, I love these products. I've been using them. I told you I ran out of the oil already. I have about half of the balm left, and I'm upset about it. This is good stuff. Hopefully they'll replenish me soon. But, dude, these products are legit. I've tried dozens of different beard lines, whether it be, beard this or under the beard or all the stuff, beard butter, all these guys. Some are good, some are not. Some are okay, some are terrible. And the Manscaped is way up there with the top. If you'd like to get those products, you can just go click on the link. I got it right under the description of this video. for you. I made it easy. Click the link right there. When you get to checkout, when you're done picking all the products that you want, go ahead and use the promo code GreenBean at that checkout page. They'll take 20% of the whole bill off for you. And that's in addition to any other sales they have going on, which is the most amazing thing. There was a viewer, he's actually a beanbagger, who told me he combined my 20% with a 25% off. He said at the end of the day, it was $200 off. 200. So, dude, and the products are top of the line. Now, here's something I'm going to tell you. On this week's Thursday Thick of It, yeah, I got it. We're giving away this amazing thing right here. This is their, I would say, other than the brand new beard hedger, this is the top of the line product. This is their crown jewel. The Lawnmower 4.0 right here. It's the, I've been using it as a beard trimmer forever, but it's the best trimmer in the world for your family jewels. But guys, this particular model, this is the testicular cancer awareness model. Look at this thing. When you open it up, I'm going to open it for you. Why not? Take a couple seconds here. I'll show you this thing. This is to help all, not all the proceeds, but a large portion of the proceeds go toward raising testicular cancer awareness by donating to organizations that are working to take care of testicular cancer. Did you know testicular cancer is the number one cancer with men 18 to 35 years old? So look at this thing, number one. Shave balls to save balls. Got to love that. Look at this thing. See, I'm trying to get the light on there. It's all purple and everything. It's beautiful. And as always, comes with the flashlight, bro. Come on. If you're going to be trimming them their balls, flashlight's a good thing to have. Let me just tell you. So we're going to be giving this amazing device away on this week's Thursday Thick of It, in addition to a Green Bean t-shirt. I hope you can join us. And guys, again, Manscaped, use the promo code GreenBean, save yourself 20%, and as always, you will be gifted, free international shipping. Who doesn't love that? Manscaped.com. Get yourself in the game with the best products in the realm. So guys, let's get right into this. This is episode 111, and for our player profile, I'm excited. We get to discuss a very special player. A polarizing player. Who knew? Who knew this guy would be so polarizing? Now, I'll tell you a story. We're going to use the number 11. If you already know who number 11 is on the Jets, then you know who I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to bring us back to Troy Taylor. No. We're going to talk about this guy. Now, in the 2020 draft, which has not looked so good, hasn't looked so good so far, right? We'll say that. But you got to admit, when it happened, I would say 8 out of every 10 Jets fans was like, yes, this was a good draft, man. Joe Douglas made some trades. He gained some picks. He picked the positions that we wanted to see. And the thing is, guys, we were coming out of the dark ages, man. Like McCagnon and Idzik, they were picking like the biggest, the deepest, strongest wide receiver draft in NFL history up to that point. We took a fucking safety. That's what we did, a strong safety at that. That's what we were doing. We needed offensive tackle, we take a defensive tackle. You need a linebacker, we take a quarterback, we take a safety. That's what we do. Up till Joe Douglas, he came in, he said, no. We need a left tackle. Boom, I got the biggest, strongest one in the draft. Now, he's been injured, so we don't know. But he's still 23 years old, man. So we don't know. But up to this point, not so good. Although that rookie season was something else. Then we got this guy in the second round. Now, interestingly enough, we all wanted a tackle and a wide receiver. Some of us wanted a wide receiver and a tackle. No matter how you slice it, these were the two positions we wanted in the top 2 rounds in 2020. When we were sitting at 48 or 48, yeah, I think it was 48. Correct. Forgive me if I'm one off right here. We're at 48, maybe 47, and then we trade. So Denzel Mims, Van Jefferson, Claypool, they were all still there. And Joe Douglas says, take a trade. I'll trade back with the Seahawks, gain a couple thirds, do that. We were like, no, come on. And then Denzel Mims was still there at 59, 58. It's one or the other, man. So he's there. I think it was 59. And he takes Denzel Mims. I couldn't believe that we had a general manager that did exactly what we wanted him to do. We wanted a good left tackle. We wanted a good wide receiver. Now, again, Mike LaFleur situation, the injury situation, both of those players have kind of had a tough go. But their rookie years were very promising. And we don't really know what happened with Denzel Mims. Now, we know he got food poisoning from jet salmon, so he lost 20 pounds. That's a tough thing to come back from. But in addition to that, LaFleur made him learn 3 positions, and we don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that before. But they made it sound like, of course, he's got to learn 3 positions. What the fuck are you talking about? So it doesn't make sense, and we all knew it in our hearts, but still Jets fans kind of jumped on he sucks. He's stupid. He can't learn the playbook. When up to this point, Denzel Mims has never been labeled these things. He's never been labeled aloof, which we've told he was. We've never been labeled lazy, which we were told he was. He's never been labeled disengaged, which we've never been told he was. He's been labeled stupid, not able to absorb the playbook, which he's never been labeled before. Adam Gase had no problem with him. Now, whatever that is. But he's a 6'3" wide receiver. Now, I'm going to put his RAS score up here for you, and we'll talk about it. This is what he came out of the combine with. This is the player that we were getting. Now, one of the things that could be a knock on him is his versatility, right? So he's not a guy running like, crisp, super crisp, slot routes. That's not who he is. And he doesn't have to be. Not everybody has to be those things. His routes are fine. A little bit rounded, a little bit soft corners, a little soft on the corners. But okay. So we'll add that. That's one of the things. He also had those weird comments in the draft process where he said something along the lines of, I would be afraid of getting killed in Philadelphia. I wouldn't want to play. I'd be afraid of getting killed every night. Something like that. It turned a lot of people like, this guy's soft, right? So we got that going on. Now, his rookie year was fine. He did some great things. He a lot of yak, a lot of great catches, all those things. But 2021 was a mess. LaFleur just did not like him. And let's just call it what it is. LaFleur didn't need this player. He was starting guys like Tariq Black over him. Now, in addition to the food poisoning, he also got the COVID. So he had that whole thing go on. So food poisoning and COVID in the same year, and ended up, just didn't have a good year. That's fine. So he comes back last year, and he's ripped. Whole different body, in addition to these RAS numbers. Now look at the RAS numbers. Elite explosion grade. All right, elite. Now that's the vertical jump, the broad jumps, all those kind of things. Elite. Now, again, agility, okay. Not terrible, but average. Okay, he's fine. Now you look at his size grade, which is great. Not elite, but great. Now why is it great? Well, he's 6'3", 210 pounds, 207 pounds, I think, in there. And he runs a 4.38 40. Okay? So that's when you get down to the speed grade, elite. So look at this. Elite, great, elite, okay. He's got a 9.75 out of 10. So that's the guy we have. Now, I'm of the belief, if you have a guy with a 9.7 RAS score and has produced at a high level at the college level. I ran out of words. College tier? I want to say level. That's what I got. College level. You got to find a way to use this guy. Am I wrong? That's what I think. That's how I think. You got a guy elite at 3 out of 4 categories. Elite at 2. Sorry. Elite at 2 out of 4. Great at 1. And okay. You got to find a way to use this guy, especially when his rookie season was good. He had a good, and he was injured the first half. Remember, no training camp, the COVID stuff. Oh, you got to remember all that stuff. It's real. Excuses. Maybe, but it's still real. It still happened. You got to find a way to use that guy. Hackett tends to like large receivers. Big, strong, contested catches guys with speed, blocking. Denzel Mims came in this year when Corey Davis got hurt. The first game was the Packers game? His first or second play, he had a key block where Breece Hall ran around and scored a touchdown. The announcers were talking. Denzel Mims is in. Look at him. Oh, my God. Denzel Mims block. Breece Hall. That's what happened. Denzel Mims came in spot duty, backup duty for Corey Davis, and in Robert Saleh's words, he played himself onto the active roster. Now, that doesn't mean that LaFleur is going to draw up a million plays for him. We saw he had his moments. The Patriots game, he turned a 3-yard pass into a 50-something yard gain. But he had his moments, but he showed that he's valuable even if you're not throwing the ball to him. And this is the kind of wide receiver that you want on your team. You want a guy that just shuts up and does what he's supposed to do. That's Denzel Mims. He's not a vocal guy. Doesn't mean he doesn't care. He's not extroverted. Doesn't mean he's not into it. So Jets fans in large part abandoned this player. I never understood. I got my head chopped off 1,000 times for this guy. And believe me, every live stream, Denzel Mims comes up somehow. I got my Mimsy crew. We're out there. But it's funny. People just say, I can't believe that you're still in this corner. And I don't understand why we're not. I don't understand it. So this is going to be a big year for our 6'3", Hackett loving, 4.38 speed running game blocking wide receiver. This is the year of Denzel Mims. Now, I'm not saying he's going to have 90 catches and then 1,200 yards. I don't care. But he's going to show his value, and I think we're all going to fall back in love with him. The player profile for episode 111, Denzel Mother effing Mims, baby. We're going to see him come alive, and we're all going to rejoice. What do you think of that? We'll have a good time with that. So, guys, let's go right from there, and we'll start talking a little OBJ, a little A-Rod, a little Joe Douglas, a little ranch dressing, a little Brian Gutentoast in our news of the week. Yeah. Gotta get the coffee beans in my belly. That's how I stay awake. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what's big? What's the biggest thing we're going to talk about? Let's talk about OBJ. When you're listening to this, unless you're a beanbagger, in which case you've already heard it and you got to wait like I do, you know today is a day that OBJ is coming to the Jets facility, and they're going to have what is being labeled an extensive meeting filled with physical and also discussions of Hackett's offense, what it's like playing for Aaron Rodgers, and dare I say, expectations. Like, bro, listen, you're not coming here to be the king of the roost. We got a king. His name is Denzel Mims. Yeah! I'm just kidding. It's Garrett Wilson, man. Garrett Wilson is the stud in this locker room. Now, who knows if Corey Davis will be here? We don't know. Maybe he's in the Aaron Rodgers trade. Who knows? But this is Garrett Wilson. This is his team. He's our young stud. He's overtaken the pride, and he's now the top dog, the lion, the king. That's who he is. OBJ is coming here to be a role player. This guy. What did I say? For months, I don't like this guy. Here we go. We start trying to find acceptance for this guy. This OBJ character. Acceptance. All right. If the Jets really love him, I suppose he's talented and all this jazz. And what happens? The night before he's coming to meet with us, the day after I recorded a whole 14-minute segment on the positives and negatives of this blowhard, he goes and just signs with the Ravens. Now, in his defense, what are they thinking, paying him $15 with the chance to get $18 million? For a guy who's played sparingly the last 3 years? I don't even know. He had 300 yards in 2021. No, 2020. He had the Rams 2021. And last year didn't play at all. $18 million? So here's what happened. We all thought OBJ was coming to town. This friggin' guy. Okay? We thought he's coming to town Monday. They fleshed it out. Like I just said, they're going to talk about this. It's going to be an extensive meeting about Hackett's offense, Aaron Rodgers' role in the system, physical. Ravens don't need any of that stuff. Just go ahead. Yeah. What do you need? I'm looking for $18 million. How about this? We give you $15 million guaranteed, and you can make $18 million if you're good. Deal. The Jets were offering me 7.6. And so what he did was he called the Jets and he said, dude, here's the thing. I don't even know if Lamar's going to be there. I have no idea. I could be playing ball with Huntley, whoever. And if you can match this, get me close. Joe Douglas said, I'm not close. Where are you at? I ain't close to $15 million, buddy. What were you going to offer me? 2, 6, something like that. And he said, have fun. Go. Good for you. Good for you. Can you blame him? Now, clearly, if Lamar Jackson ends up signing or whatever and does the whole thing, it's a good weapon for him. Now, I'm looking on this PFF. I'm going to sneeze first. Here's what it says. And I'm going to show you all the fans. I'm going to show you the reactions. Lots of Ravens fans chimed in. This is PFF. No. Sorry. So I'm looking at this article on NBC Sports. Okay. And it says, okay, so he failed to get $20 million, which he said he was never asking for, which they say he was. $15 million guaranteed on a one-year deal. The money comes in the form of a $13.835 million signing bonus and a $1.165 million base salary. Beckham also has $3 million in supposedly reachable incentives. We'll wait for the full terms of the contract to see how reachable they truly are. So maybe it's like if you get 500 yards receiving, something stupid. Who knows? It's a bold move by the Ravens, who presumably hope OBJ under contract make quarterback Lamar Jackson more likely to sign a new deal. Oh, okay. So let's take a look at Ravens fans, largely Ravens fans, and how they feel about this one. So look here. The first comment says dumb. Then Bizarre-Lant Pass says, wow, overpaid. Then the next one says, ha, 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 LOL. Grotesque overpayment, LOL. Ravens once vaunted front office looking like DC from years past. What a colossal joke. Then Uncle Joey chimes in and says, dumb, who's throwing him the ball? Chewy says, wow, what a terrible contract. Ravens are the wide receiver graveyard. It goes on and on. There's a good for him over here. Ravens spiral continues. Just wants the money. All those kinds of comments. Now, again, can you blame OBJ? If he is at the twilight of his career, which it looks like he might be, I'm sure he's still talented. He was elite at one point. So I'm sure he's still talented, right? But, $18 million, 15 guaranteed. I don't think anybody else was offering that. Certainly not us. We weren't offering him that. So, look, now it's back to the drawing board, I suppose. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. Corey Davis is still on the roster, right? So you got Corey Davis, you got Denzel Mims, you got Garrett Wilson, obviously, and you have Mecole Hardman. Not the worst group we've had, I'll tell you that. So I'm not necessarily worried or anything, but this was kind of the shit that got Elijah Moore out of here, which I still don't love that we traded him. It is what it is. You butthole. Go over there. You get the second-round pick, the whole thing. Okay, fine. It is what it is. Let's see what we do with it. If it gets us Aaron Rodgers, and all is well, right? But here we are. We're going to go back to the regular scheduled program because, boy, oh boy, was I talking about it. I spent an hour deconstructing all the positives and negatives, whatever, researching it. And you never get to see it. Unless you're a beanbagger, in which case you guys got it already. You watched the whole thing. You're thinking now, why the hell is Green Bean talking about OBJ? He's a friggin' Raven. Well, for everybody else, OBJ not coming to the Jets. Good and bad? Let me know in the comments, man. I'm sincerely curious how you feel about this one. And if you like it, what do we do at wide receiver? We just going to hold on to Corey? Why not? I don't know. It's cheaper than OBJ. Back to the podcast, everybody. Now, another thing that's going on. We saw this whole thing with Joe Douglas and the drunk fest at the WFAN party. When again, boom was loose. But Joe Douglas said, when asked by Drunken Boomer, Aaron Rodgers, talk about it. No, something like that. I forget what he said. Aaron Rodgers, when's he coming? And Joe Douglas said, he'll be here. He's going to be here. And the place went nuts, rightfully so. Now, again, Joe Douglas is speaking to a live crowd. What is he going to do? Is he going to say, well, we're actively negotiating with the great Green Bay Packers general manager, great respect. No, it's a live crowd, dude. They're all drunk up. They're pouring ranch dressing all over each other, and you got to handle it right. I think Joe Douglas did. He's going to be here. I'm confident. He's confident. It's going to happen. So I believe it's going to happen. I'm just, again, face value. Now, with him saying that, though, a lot of people kind of went nuts, and there's been some little fizzles, some leaders that have grown out of it. And Brian Gutekunst has come out the general manager for the Packers, and said some things as well. And he said he believes the trade will happen prior to the first round of the draft. So that would be April 26th. And that'd be good because then they can get some compensation to help the guy that they're using to replace Aaron Rodgers is Jordan Love, right? That makes sense. But he added, but if it doesn't, we're willing to wait as long as it takes. Now, he also said that the compensation changes if it goes past the draft. I would say, of course it does. You're getting closer and closer to the time where you're going to have to wipe your cap clean with all this extra money that you got to pay. I think it's silly. My whole point on this thing is this. The Packers are used to being elite, among the top. And then we're looking at the Jets and they're thinking, get out of here. We're going to kick the little Jets around. And Joe Douglas isn't having that. Now, I think Joe Douglas handles things in a respectful way. And he's a respected guy out there, I think, for a good reason. He knows what he's doing. And we're not going to get out of this without paying. That's what I need everybody to make sure we understand. If we come out of it and the Packers completely cave and we give them a fourth, something wonderful, fantastic. They want a first. That's what they want. They want a second this year and they want an unattached first for next year. This is the rumor. They don't want to give a first if he's good or if he stays. They want a first next year. So they want a first and then a pick this year. They're not getting that. Joe Douglas has said no. Now, the thing that Joe Douglas wants, he wants in the event he retires, I'm willing to give you a second this year and a second next year. But if he retires, I want a third back. So then you'll still get the second, but then you just get it. That seems reasonable to me. You're getting high. You're getting premium draft picks. In the event we only get the guy for 1 year and we got to pay the dead cap and all this shit like that, then we're getting a pick back. Makes sense. And I hope Joe Douglas holds firm. And if that means he's got to wait till September 1st when the Packers fans are like, dude, you got to trade, and all that stuff happens and Jordan Love's getting anxious and Aaron Rodgers says, I don't give a shit. I'll just go sit on your bench. I don't really care. The whole thing. And it starts to put the pressure on them, not us. Because Aaron Rodgers already not only knows this system, he knows this coach. He knows the vernacular. He knows the terminology. He knows the wide receiver, Allen Lazard. And in the meantime, we have his former backup and Hackett guy who can just run the system and teach everybody, help teach everybody. He's going to come in. Sure, maybe he's rusty for the week. I'll tell you what. Aaron Rodgers being rusty for 2 weeks is going to be the best quarterback play we've seen here since Pennington. Yeah, Fitzpatrick, that 1 year. So since 2015. Dude. I mean, let's just call it what it is. We've had 32nd ranked quarterback play. If he comes in and he's 20th, 23rd, dude, it's a vast improvement. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. But those comments coming back and forth, we have to remember it's posturing. We saw all the 49ers are interested. The Patriots are interested. That's the Packers leaking stuff. They're trying to create pressure. Remember, speed makes pressure. Pressure bursts pipes. That's Joe Douglas. He's like, all right, that's what they're doing. Don't forget, Joe Douglas's whole coaching staff came from the 49ers. He's connected with them. They just called over and said, you guys are into Aaron Rodgers? They said, no, we're not. 10 minutes later, they go, the 49ers are in. Packers fans go nuts. Just trade them over there. The 49ers come out and say, we're not interested. We don't have any draft picks. We have no first. We have no second. Our thirds are at the bottom end. They're in the compensation round. Like, dude, the pick 42nd is worth their 3/3. It's like crazy. Or at least two of them. So what are they going to do? I guess they could promise the first in 2025 and 4. Okay, maybe. If you want to do all that. How many quarterbacks are the Niners going to trade for, man? You have 3 firsts and a third for Trey Lance. You got Brock Purdy and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I don't know. But they came out and said it, and everybody around the Niners said this isn't real. This isn't real at all. Now, maybe they're smoke screening. Who knows? Possible, of course. But it's not real. We've heard nothing. Belichick's like, meh. That's what he said. Meh. And that's, what are you going to do? You don't know what Belichick's doing. But, Aaron Rodgers just said, I ain't playing for the Niners. It's that simple. I'm playing for the Jets. That's what I've made. I made my decision. I'm playing for the Jets. He can put the stick in the spokes to any deal. They could say, oh, we're dealing with the Niners. He says, no, we're not. Why not? I don't want to go there. You don't have a no trade clause. Then I won't get traded. I'll just sit here. I'm not retiring either. How's that sound? You got to cut me or trade me, dude. It's that simple. I'm not going there. And that's power. And he's got that. And the Packers got to remember that. So OBJ's coming. We already got Lazard. We signed Tim Boyle. And we got this Aaron Rodgers thing going on still. And it's going to be an interesting week. Now, we signed Quentin Jefferson. Signed a defensive tackle. And it's funny, all the articles I see, they're using the word finally. Finally, the Jets address defensive tackle. Yeah, right. And then we lost two of them. Sheldon Rankins, who last year at this time, most Jets fans were like, cut him, right? So there's that. Now we're all upset we lost him. He got $10.5 million to go play for the Texans. And we also lost Nathan Shepard that many Jets fans were totally fine with. But it doesn't matter how you felt. They're gone, and you need to replace them. Now, Sheldon Rankins ended up having a very, very good year for us last year. Not only that, he was a leader on the team, and Quinnen Williams has heralded him as an important cog in the defensive line rotation, leadership, play, and all that sort of stuff. So you have to replace that. Now, Quentin Jefferson kind of does. Numbers are similar, and he's known to be able to kind of rush the passer. He's not really a run stuffing guy. He can do that, of course. He had 29 tackles and 5.5 sacks last year. So you're not writing home to your mother about this guy necessarily, but he's a damn good ball player. Now, he's known for hurrying and rushing and pressuring the quarterback, kind of Carl Lawson-esque, right? Now, here's the interesting stat on this fella. He's 9th in the NFL for interior defensive linemen at hurrying and pressuring the quarterback. 9th. Only 8 better in the whole NFL. Now, the interesting piece is this. Of those 8 people, he has played less snaps than all of them. Passing snaps, that is. So, what does that tell you? I just don't know. I have no idea. So whatever it is, it means he's getting more out of the lemon. He's getting more out of less, and that's a good sign. He's a good ad man, and you can't take anything away from him. I looked at him as kind of a Nathan Shepard replacement at first, but upon further review, he's kind of a Sheldon Rankins replacement. And I think, again, maybe not quite on some levels. So he's interviewed, and he says a couple interesting things, and this is fun. He says, it's a great opportunity to showcase my skill set and get back into a defense that has an attacking front. Right, that's what he likes. He's been held back by this read and react type of thing. Great. So he says, I think the sky is the limit with that group. I think we are about to take over the division. That's why I came here. Attacking defensive front, playing next to Quinnen. We're going to wreak havoc, and we're going to take over the damn division. I like that mindset. And he says this. Then when you add in Aaron Rodgers and that type of an offense with him leading it, you already know that is a defensive dream. So again, he's another guy. He's coming here. He's saying, I'm going to go play with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is a Packer. So it's a weird thing, man. But this is like when you read the tea leaves, man, these guys are all in the know. Yes, there's posturing going on, but everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on right now. And the Jets and Packers are going to get a deal done. It's a game of chicken. They're driving their cars at each other. Somebody's going to veer off a little bit, but you both get close and you get some pride and you're both going to pay. Remember, the best deal is when both sides leave thinking that they kind of lost something. That's what you want. That's what you want. You got to pay. You want filet mignon. You can't go, I can't believe I paid more than $10 for that filet mignon. Was it good? Oh, it was good. Best that we've had in 10 years. I didn't want to pay. I wanted to pay $14. How much did you pay? $25. You know? You move on, dude. You eat your filet mignon and you move on. So there it is, man. You got stuff. We're signing guys. We signed Boyle, the quarterback, who's a Hackett guy. He's a good friend of Aaron Rodgers and all that jazz. So we're packing him in. It's good stuff. And that is the news of the week. Yeah, man. So here's how it goes. This is how it goes in the offseason. The Jets are changing their culture. You see it all over the team. We're winning offensive and defensive rookie of the year. We're getting guys like Klecko finally in the Hall of Fame. We just had a first ballot Hall of Famer in Darrelle Revis. Our trajectory, our win thing, 2 wins, 4 wins, 7 wins. Sure, we had a collapse, but it was exactly what we thought of before the season. Granted, we won all on the front end, so it sucks the way it happened, of course, but it's still an upward trajectory. 6 one-score losses, all those things, all right? We're on the way up. We got a nice young core. We're adding a Hall of Fame quarterback. There's lots going on. there's much to feel good about. Much to feel good about. Don't be afraid. And we have another exciting thing coming, and that is the NFL draft. And just for a second, let's talk about that thing in this week's Intelligent Gripe. So yeah, man, the NFL draft. Now, guys, if you don't know about the Talking Jets panel draft party over at Jets Talk 24/7, then I'm going to tell you right now. It's the largest fan-run draft party in the Jets world, period. There's nothing like it. We have everybody coming on, from Jake Assman to my boys Jeremy and Dom C and Gunny and all those, to the JetX guys, to Richie and Ali, you name it, Jake Assman, if I didn't know how to say that already. Everybody's coming on. We're going to have a great, great time, and you guys can hang out with us all 3 days. We're there. We're live while the draft is going. We are on at Jets Talk 24/7. This is our 4th consecutive year doing it, and we are growing and having a blast. And look, why watch it alone, right? Why watch it alone? That's us. But as we go into the NFL draft, we're talking a lot about this pick 13 being a part of the trade for Aaron Rodgers. Now, I was of the school of thought that, hey, you just throw him pick 13 and we're done, right? Just give him a first-round pick and you get a quarterback, and that's the way it goes. That's not seeming realistic anymore. I think that's good, right? Pick 13, as we've learned, is kind of in a little bit of a sweet spot. It's just as many hits at 13 as there are at 1, which is interesting to see. And we're there, and that adds value to this pick positionally. Even if it is we're going to trade back, gain some capital that we give away this year, or whatever it might be, that's fine too. But more than likely, I think Joe Douglas will just stay there and take the premium player. Look, this is a year. It's not a year to play games and start messing around next year. You got Aaron Rodgers for a year, get the best player you can. And it looks like the Jets are leaning toward a tackle. Wouldn't that be interesting? So you have Dwayne Brown in the roster. You have Mekhi Becton, who's still 23, coming back. And you got Max Mitchell. And we don't really know what's going on with him with the blood clot thing. I think taking a tackle would be wise. Now, we've also heard defensive tackle, wide receiver, safety. I got to tell you, I've thought about all of them. I'm going to land right here. Here's my official position for the NFL draft. I think the Jets are going to take an offensive tackle unless if they have maybe 2 of the kind of top 3 or 4 guys, whether you're talking about Skronsky, Johnson, Jones, and even Harrison. If those are your top 4 guys, and let's say 2 of them you got a first round grade on, and they're both gone, they're not going to just take a tackle for the sake of taking a tackle. They'll wait till pick 42 or 43, and they'll take Darnell Wright or whoever it might be there if they feel like the talent's the same on that tier. And then they're going to go, if it's not an offensive tackle, who I believe it's going to be Skronsky, because I think that his arms are going to let him slide, and I don't think the Jets are going to be afraid of that. He got short arms, man. And not many people make it with the short arms. It's real. It's a real thing. I think he's like an inch or so, I forget, short. And that's a concern. It's real. That said, I think Skronsky's going to be fine. I think Skronsky's going to be the guy that we get. If he's gone, I think the Jets, the position that we're going to flip to is defensive tackle. That's what I think. Even though we just brought on, Jefferson, we just brought him on. We got Quinnen Williams. We re-signed Solomon Thomas and all that. We're going to bring on a defensive tackle. If not, we're going to take one in the first 3 or 4 rounds, no matter how you slice it. Maybe Keandre Coburn later, Siaki Ika maybe. Who knows? We're going to get ourselves a defensive tackle in this draft. And I think it's going to be a run-stuffing type. If he has both, great. But somebody that's really efficient with stopping the run, which could lean toward the later rounds. But guys, I think we're going trenches. That's my official position on this draft. Hey, just to be clear, I've been right a lot, but last year was not one of them. I didn't think we were taking a cornerback for nothing. You couldn't get me to believe it until the second they said Sauce Gardner. So I was blown away. Maybe I'm wrong this year. I don't think I am. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at where our team is, potentially deficient, and that's where it is. It's in the trenches. We need to plug a hole or two. We need to have security. That injury stuff that we saw last year really consolidated to the offensive line. If that happens again, you need to be ready for it. You need to have some real talent back there. I think a lot of these tackles would fit the bill, but I think the Jets are going to use that 13th pick with 4, maybe even 5 quarterbacks getting taken, and obviously the edge rushers and all those guys. I think that a quality offensive tackle is going to slide, and if not, the defensive tackle is going to be there, in my opinion. So you can grab them. That's the way it's going to go. That's my official position, and that's the intelligent gripe. So there it is, man. Episode 111 is in the books. I am happy that you are here. Guys, we're going to have a great week. Again, we're giving away, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. We're giving this away on this week's Thursday. Think of it. In addition to a Green Bean t-shirt, come and hang out with us. Tonight, if you're watching this on Monday, tonight we're going to have the return of the 10 o'clock mock. We were not here for you last week, and I haven't done it in 2 weeks. So tonight, I'm back with you. We're going to start trimming this down, man, and start zeroing in on who we think the Jets are going to pick. It's going to be a good time. I hope you can join us. That's at 10 p.m. tonight on this very channel. Guys, thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your day and week. And with that all said, as always, go Jets.